Welcome to the demonstration of CyberHire. Let's first take a look at what it will look like as an admin to go ahead and invite a worker into the system. So I'm going to fill out their email. You can also invite people without an email, and you can set the hire date. You can set their role. So if they're an independent contractor or employee or another admin, you can invite them to the system and the appropriate paperwork will follow. And then I can send a custom email message, if desired, to that worker when I'm inviting them to the system. And then I'm able to choose the forms on this left-hand side, such as direct deposit, if you would like to offer that to them, the W-4 form and state withholding, when there is state withholding, and the I-9. Then I can also send all my company's customized documents, things that I want to have them sign off on. So let's say something like the employee manual, or maybe it's something I need them to fill out, like a emergency contact form, or something like a safety training where they need to input some data and sign off on something. So all those company documents I can also send to my employee or independent contractor that I'm hiring. Let's go ahead and hit send invite to that worker. Now the worker is able to fill out their information. So in this case, I'm acting as an employee and I'm able to go through and fill out my basic information, my employment eligibility, things related to the I-9, of course, my marital status. I can use a calculator in order to help me with my dependence amount. And then I'll be able to choose and edit the state withholding. And then if the employer wanted to send the direct deposit, I'm able to fill out my direct deposit as well. Now I'm able to preview all the documents that have been generated based on the data I've entered. So I'm able to preview those documents at this time, and I can revise them as needed. So we've seen the I-9, the employee direct deposit and enrollment form is also here for me to review and then approve. And then the state withholding, when there is state withholding, I'm also able to preview at this point. And then also the W-4, I can look over and sign. Now we continue as an employee and we're looking over those custom documents that the employer wanted us to fill out. So first, just as one example, would be an employee manual. So no matter how long your employee manual is, you can upload that employee manual. You can have things for an employee to fill out on the manual, or of course they can just sign off on that manual. But anything you want them to do with that manual, you're able to do, including requiring certain things to be filled out. Now that I've approved and signed that, now let's look at another example, an emergency contact form. So this would be a great example of some sort of form you have that you need an employee to fill out in its entirety before they are onboarded. They're going to approve and sign, and then another example would be a safety training sign-off. So in this case, we have text boxes we've added and dates and printed name and a signature for that employee to fill out in this case. And I've marked those as required on the employer side so that I'm sure that that employee fills out this document in its entirety, including that signature on the last line. And these are just examples of those custom documents you can send to any kind of worker. As an employee, I'm now able to upload my I-9 verification documents in the system. Now, if I'm on my cell phone, I could just do this via taking a photo of the documents. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and upload a passport. The system will help me label and follow the instructions as accurately as possible. And I'm going to hit submit for review. On my last stage as an employee, I'm able to upload a voided check or proof of bank account and any other optional documents I need in order for my employment to begin. So maybe that's a certification or a license or something else. I'm able to drop and drag or take a photo of all of that right here. At this point, as a worker, my paperwork has been submitted and I receive an email notification reminding me that, but I also have my onboarding status very clearly depicted in the platform, and I really have a document repository where I'm able to download and access all those documents and things like my offer letter and things like the employee manual that I filled out at any time. Let's look at what it would look like to review an employee's paperwork once they've submitted it. More specifically, let's look at their I-9 verification documents. So I get an email as an admin letting me know an employee has submitted their paperwork, but I can also find that very easily in the platform via the Action Required tab. I'm able to view the details of whatever documents they uploaded as their I-9 supporting documents, and then the system auto-populates everywhere it can, and then it double checks with these blue areas that I fill out everything correctly, and then I'm able to preview the I-9 form, and after I preview it, I'm able to approve and complete and generate that actual I-9 form. And again, I'm viewing this as an admin. Here's another viewpoint of this employee's paperwork that they've submitted. I'm able to see an overview of all their stats as well as an activity log, but I'm also able to look at this document repository of all their completed documents, including anything if they had previous documents, like if they updated any of their forms, such as W-4, or let's say they needed to change their Ohio State withholding, those would all be there. And I'm able to see all of this and download and access that, or even download it all at once. Once I've reviewed any of those forms I want to review, which could be all of them, then I'm able to mark this worker as completed. What's great about changing their status to completed is that I can also see their status at any time on that dashboard, so it's just a nice visual way to see the quick status of any of my workers. One key piece of functionality for any admin is this Action Required tab. The Action Required tab shows you all the actions that are waiting on you for their next steps. So if there's certain documents that you need to sign off on, or if there's change requests from a worker that you need to go ahead and approve, or any employees or independent contractors who've submitted their paperwork, your next steps are all right here on this right-hand side for you to be able to click through, and it takes you right to the next step. So this is our Action Required tab. So admins really appreciate how right on that tab, it's all their to-dos all in one place. Let's now take a look at what it looks like for an admin to import a worker, commonly an employee, into CyberPay Online. So basically what we'll be going through is part of the integration between CyberPay Online and CyberHire. I'm going to take the employee whose paperwork we just looked at, and I'm going to go ahead and import her. Now I'm going to hit Save and View Employee for this individual. You can see just how easy the import is. I didn't have to type all that information out. I was able to import everything from their name and address to their direct deposit. Another popular piece of our integration with CyberPay Online is that when an admin is logged into CyberPay Online, they're also able to, just with the click of a button, have a single sign-on experience that guides them to CyberHire. And last but not least, here's 5 key features that we covered in CyberHire.